An ominous title there, isn't it? The Student Timetabling Online Project. Stop. I'm David Turner from the University of Central Lancashire. We're based in Preston, and my colleague is Lucy Nelson here. And I just hesitate there because she's changed her name in the last few weeks, just getting married. There is a background to the project. It's been around for quite some time. It's been taken quite a while to get off the ground. It goes back originally to a Heads Conference in 2005, coming out of a Student as Customer initiative, where the emphasis was being put on the needs of the student, and it was one of the areas that was identified, and many of the other areas have been addressed over time. But the issues surrounding timetabling within the university have kept it back for quite some period. There was a feasibility study done a couple of years ago in 2008 where they looked at the current process and identified what was going on and whether this was a candidate for change. They also looked at the interfaces between the systems that are involved in it. But it has taken some time to really come to fruition. And you'll see that when I describe the current situation that we're in. We have 19 schools across the university, and the policy up to now has been that everyone has created their own timetable in whatever way they choose. There is over 100 staff, academic and admin staff, involved in building the timetable over the different schools. It varies very much in quality from school to school. Some are really quite good at producing a timetable, others are really quite bad, but it's a very variable standard. Students are given often a paper copy on arrival at the university in their induction week. Sometimes, if they're lucky, some people don't even get that stage. Others do get it online, a Word document or an Excel spreadsheet published on the website. But it varies very much from school to school. And certainly notification of changes is a very problematic area where people find out sometimes about changes to room allocations and times only when they turn up at the room and find that it's not happening. Just to get some idea of the scale of things, we will have something of the order of 23,000 students involved in the timetable, each of them wanting their own sort of personalised timetable as well as module timetables and other facilities as well. There are 2,500 modules, 12,000 teaching events that get scheduled for about 1,200 teaching staff, and in total about 500 different rooms involved. 163 teaching rooms back in 2008 when these figures were collected, and 368 specialist rooms, and the 368 specialist rooms are scheduled by technicians in the various schools. So a very disparate arrangement of things. So our project that started this year has focused on two areas for its aims and objectives. One is to publish an online timetable in a timely fashion to enable students to make proper work-life study decisions, perhaps with a focus on part-time students because of the particular issues that they have in the management of their time. And the second aim is certainly estate-related, to improve and maximise space utilisation, room utilisation. So they're the two primary objectives. Notable that there isn't an objective there related to the staff that are involved in it, and that's sort of one of our areas of difficulty within the project. We have to work this through with over 100 staff who are currently involved in this process, with a big business process change for them. So within the scope of the project is obviously to publish a timetable online, certainly to review a business process and redesign it, the whole timetabling process, to implement software. We currently have a room bookings piece of software, CMIS from Serco, that is really a timetabling system. We use it for room bookings. We don't currently use it for scheduling a timetable, and that will be implemented, along with the publishing software as well from the same supplier. There is the need to integrate some of our key corporate systems. We use Banner as a student record system, we use Trent as an HR system, and those need integrating with CMIS. And key as well to the whole of this activity is to define and publish a timetabling policy, because we do see the policy as the key to getting the process to operate and to work properly within the university. So in terms of delivery, there are three very distinct streams of activity that are running in parallel with one another. Publishing an online timetable can work off a database. We can do that as a separate activity in its own right. The other two are closely related. One is to create the policy, to define the rules by which we will build a timetable and schedule a timetable. And the final one is to redefine, re-engineer the timetabling business process. And that's the big sort of major activity, and where people will find the biggest set of changes. We're very glad to be involved with this, with JISC in this. It will add a lot of extra dimensions to us. We've already been involved in the Academic Registrar's timetabling group, and a report that came out of them on timetabling and resource scheduling has been key to our sort of thinking of the process that we're going through. We're going from a very decentralised to a centralised way of building our timetable. We'd certainly welcome any synergies between ourselves and other projects within this programme, especially people who are working in the same sort of area. I mean, a couple of groups, a couple of universities we've already highlighted to sort of get in contact with. And we've also been pointed to some of the toolkits and techniques that come out of JISC and associated with it, and we think we can learn from those as well. So we're quite sort of excited to be part of this. And that's it. By all means, ask me some questions.